Welcome back to my YouTube channel Learning Point with DK, and today I am going to discuss some important questions of chapter 2 of class 10, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, and this is composed by Nelson Mandela. So let's have the first question here. Why did such a large number of international leaders attend the inauguration? What did it signify? The triumph of. So as we know that the condition of the black people, the time the white community ruled them, they had to suffer a lot. The downtrodden, they were brutally beaten up, they were all sorts of discrimination going through, and that's why they had a long struggle. They had restrictions and deprivations. They could not have their own family. They could not live a common normal life. So when they got the independence after a long struggle, throughout all over the world, leaders, dignitaries, they actually went there to give their own consent for their democratic government, so that this democratic government would grow and be so powerful to save the humanity, justice and peace. And therefore, this is what is mentioned. What did it signify? Triumph of. So it signifies the triumph of justice, peace and humanity. Remember, it signifies what they're setting up this inauguration for forming the first South African's non-racial democratic government, and therefore it signifies the triumph of, the victory of peace, justice and humanity. Let's move to now second question. What does Mandela mean when he says he is simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him? So here we understand Nelson Mandela fought with his many leaders of Africa, South Africa. And before him, there were many also who had given their ultimate sacrifices for the sake of their people, community and the country. They were no longer alive the time the first black president of non-racial democratic government of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, and he said the time he was to take the oath as the first black president of South Africa, he was pained, he was remembering those people, those leaders who gave their life and all the things for making their own community and country free from slavery, apartheid. That's why he said what he was getting there, that as the president he was to take the oath. It's all is the sum of the sacrifices of those African patriots who had gone before him. In front of him, they left the world while struggling to get the independence. They were no more, and that is what pained Nelson Mandela. They were no longer there to see this great achievement. Now we will move to the third question. Would you agree that the deaths of oppression create height of character? And how does Mandela illustrate this? Can you? And your own example to this argument. You see here, the first question we'll take from question number 3. Yes, I would agree that the death of oppression create height of character. And how it has happened, you see those people, those freedom fighters of South Africa, they were suppressed, tortured at the extreme level. But they did not move even an inch from their resolution to make their country free from the white community and apartheid kind of discriminatory factor in the country. So this is how they did the best. They tolerated all sorts of torture and brutality which was actually unimaginable. So Nelson Mandela is speechless regarding to such tortures which the leaders and the freedom fighters they suffered and they had to tolerate. And that is what is said here by Nelson Mandela, that kind of great leaders in present time we could not see, because it is only possible when you are put in such condition, which is not possible now because the country is free. So now next is your question, how does Mandela illustrate this? So he illustrates this by taking the name of such great patriotic and those freedom fighters like Walter Sisulu, Luthulis, Bram Fisher, Robert Sobukwe, etc. And these leaders, they did their ultimate sacrifices for the sake of country. Then can you your own example to this argument? So yes, I can give such examples, and this is from my own country, like Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Bismillah Khan, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lakshmi Bai, Tata Tobe, Nana Sahib, Mahatma Gandhi. There are series of names, a number of names in our country who actually sacrificed their everything for building our country and getting the free from the grace of the British rule. So therefore their contribution is unimaginable, and this is just one more name I would like to take, Subhash Chandra Bose. So now you can understand these people and these type of leaders we cannot expect to have in present time, because the situation is not like that, the type of situation we had before the independence of our country. Now we will move to the next question. How did Mandela's understandings of freedom change with age and experience? So now you understand, when Nelson Mandela was born, he was thinking he was free as the others. But when he started growing, he came to know that as a student, he wanted to be free, only that not going to school or the college and getting some time to do like going outside and bunking the classes and etc. But after that, when he went to college and after passing college, he wanted to earn money, join work and to have a family. He was not allowed to do that. And that's why he joined Congress, African National Congress Party, and be the member of it. After that, he became more hunger than his own for his freedom, then more hunger to make his own country people free. And this is how we can understand Nelson Mandela has a transitory phase in his character to be from a very, he was a frightful person, and from there he became a bold person. It's all because he wanted to his own community free from the grace of white community. So this is how we can understand how here this is Mandela's having the understanding of freedom. Now we will move to the next question. How did Mandela's hunger of freedom change his life? So see, Mandela's hunger of freedom, it's like in his childhood time, as I told you, he was thinking as long as he would, follow the tribes, cultures, rituals, traditions, he was free. But when he grew and then he had to go to earn the money, and that time he realized even he could not keep a family, he could not have a child, he could not have a wife. And then he realized his freedom, and that was not to him. And then he got to know not only he but also his own people, they were also slaves and they didn't have the freedom. And that's why he wanted the freedom, and that's why he was, see, what is hunger of freedom? He was now hunger of freedom, and that's why he fought against the white community and against the apartheid. He used to say that the oppressor and oppressed both are equally the prisoners of prisoners of their hatred. Like, I mean to say that if one oppressor is oppressed to another person, so oppressor is here oppressing someone, but he is the prisoner of hatred, and he has been going through his own trouble, because to hate people you have to push something, you have to force, but to love the things and people, you don't need to push. So that's why he said love is a thing which is natural, but hating people, it's not natural. And when we hate, we actually pain ourselves. And that's why he's saying the oppressors and the oppressed both are equally the prisoner of their freedom, because they didn't have their own freedom. Let's understand more about this hunger of freedom. Means that here Nelson Mandela was a law-abiding attorney man, and from this he became from a law-abiding attorney man to a man of homeless. He became a homeless person. He was without a man of home, and then he was you see the family man, and family man too, he became a criminal. He was a man who loved to live a full life, but now he became a monk and was compelled to live a monk life. He was a man who was a very frightful person. He became from a frightful person to a bold person. So these are the changes he had because of the suppression and oppression and downtrodden of the black people by the white community. And that is how we can understand why he had this much of hunger of freedom. And this is what he got when he himself took the oath as the first president of non-racial democratic government of South Africa. I hope in this today's class you must have understood this question and their answers. And if you have liked my channel, you must subscribe it, share it and like it. And for watching, thank you a lot.